There's a raw, gnawing frustration that wraps around every limited partner right now. A slow-burning anger that no one talks about, but that's crushing the soul. Why does all this investing feel like stepping blindfolded into a minefield? LPs are losing sleep, watching promising funds crumble where they once saw gold. They're tired of being sold dreams, while the cracks underneath grow deeper and louder until it's deafening. It's maddening, pouring capital into ventures, hoping for breakthroughs, only to find chaos and failure masked behind slick pitch decks and glossy reports. This isn't just business as usual, it's a betrayal. And it's one that can and must be stopped. The core of the pain? It's trust broken by ignorance. We've been drowning in numbers and fancy spreadsheets while missing the heartbeat of the operation. Valuations, fund structures, returns, they're old language. What's new? Operational due diligence. Yes, ODE isn't just some checkbox to tick at the start. It's the lifeline between blind hope and informed power. It's the armor every LP needs to wear in this brutal game, because the battlefield has shifted. The wars aren't fought on projections anymore. They're fought behind the scenes, in the rooms where execution happens, cultures build or rot, leadership breathes or suffocates. Listen closely. If you think due diligence means just slicing through the financials, stop. You're missing the core that will make or break your investment. Operational due diligence is a scalpel, cutting deep into the anatomy of a fund. People, process, culture, resilience, alignment. If these things are ignored, all the capital in the world can't save you from disaster. You need to obsess over how decisions are made, how talent is nurtured, how risks are managed, how transparency is lived day to day. Not because it looks good on paper, but because it tells you if your partners can actually deliver when the storm hits. This is where most LPs fail. They ignore the whisper of caution that comes from operational insight and get seduced by surface metrics. But the truth screams loud. Funds with flawless financials but rotten operations implode quietly, painfully, taking your capital and your faith with them. The rage you feel? It's justified. This isn't just bad luck. It's poor preparation, poor judgment, and an outdated mindset. You're fighting yesterday's wars with yesterday's weapons, and it's time to change that. How? Start demanding more than numbers. Demand to step behind closed doors. Insist on meeting the team, understanding their rhythms, witnessing the culture firsthand. Ask brutal questions. How do they manage conflict? What's their decision-making process when data is scarce? How do failures shape them? This is not merely due diligence, it's battlefield reconnaissance. It's about unearthing the real stories, the unfiltered truths. LPs who do this turn chaos into clarity. They unplug illusions and see what others miss because they crave not comfort but truth. Don't stop there. Push for operational transparency that isn't voluntary but contractual. Make reporting and governance standards non-negotiable pillars of your agreements. If a GP fights this, that's your warning siren. Operational due diligence isn't a favor for you. It's their lifeline, their mirror, their test. A GP willing to be opaque or evasive is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Get ready to cut them loose, no matter how tempting the shiny returns look. Because every second you hesitate, your exposure grows. The frustration that eats you alive now? It's a call to arms. Then layer up with data and objective frameworks. Use operational scorecards, ongoing health checks, and independent audits. Don't rely on gut feeling alone. Empower your instincts with tools that spot risks long before colors turn red. But beware. Technology without context is just noise. Combine your tools with sharp human judgment. Train your eyes to spot cracks in culture. Disengagement, misalignment between founders and GPs, a lack of accountability. Those things scream investment sinkhole. Ignoring them, it's like stepping off a cliff and expecting to fly. There's one more brutal truth no one says often enough. Operational due diligence is a mindset overhaul. It's about radical humility, the willingness to admit your old ways aren't enough, and to relentlessly pursue mastery over complexity. This is the battleground where ordinary investors become warriors, where founders and LPs transcend their roles and forge partnerships that can weather apocalypse-level storms. This is the realm of rare alignment, the rare few who refuse to be prisoners of illusion, who refuse to hand their power to charisma or buzzwords. LPs, hear this loud and clear. Your pain means you're ready. Ready to shed illusions and rise. Ready to demand more than just words. Ready to fight for the operational truth that secures your capital, protects your mission, and empowers your legacy. This isn't business as usual anymore. It's a revolution of diligence, discipline, and courage, where only those bold enough to dig deep and confront uncomfortable truths will survive and thrive. None of this happens by accident. It requires obsession, a relentless hunger to expose what's hidden, to dismantle the comfortable stories told to you, and build instead on the raw, unfiltered reality. This path isn't for the faint-hearted. It will challenge your assumptions, burn down your complacency, and force you to confront your blind spots. But hanging on to old comfort zones? That guarantees failure. Your future, your freedom to build real impact depends on this shift. The pain, frustration, and even anger burning inside right now, they're your fuel, your compass, your call to transcendence. So demand operational due diligence like your life depends on it, because it does. Make it your obsession from the first deal to the latest report. Turn it into your secret weapon, the reason you see opportunity where others see risk, why you survive where others lose everything. Build the fire of scrutiny, transparency, and accountability so bright it cuts through every illusion. Stop being a prisoner of the system's comfortable lies. Break free, get sharp, get relentless. Because the world you want to build, the one that transcends borders, illusions, and limits, starts here. It starts with you refusing to accept less than total operational clarity. You're not just an investor. You're a builder of the new. So fight for every detail. Demand every answer. And build not just wealth, but a legacy no one can deny. No excuses. No compromises. This is the operational truth. Own it. Live it. Win with it.